What's up, everybody? I'm going to review the 2017 Kawasaki Z650. It's got 2,640 ridden miles on it now. So I've got a pretty good idea about the bike now that I've had it for a while and put some miles on it. Some of the things I like about the bike are the styling, the power band, how it's easy to handle. It's a great beginner bike, and that's what I was looking for. One thing I don't like about this bike are the mirrors, because this isn't the first time this has happened. Every time I tighten it down, it always seems to do that later on. That's actually not even why I don't like them. I don't like these mirrors because they're huge. They look so ugly. I've actually ordered some new mirrors. They're much smaller, much more low profile, so they were cheap. I'm gonna try those out though. But yeah, one thing I do not like about this bike are these mirrors. I'm actually gonna go back to my house right now so I can fix this issue. One thing I see a lot on this bike is that people seem to complain about the vibrations, mostly in the handlebars. I mean, I've put well over 2,500 miles on it, and a lot of that has been long distance, being on the highway, getting up to speed. I think it's most prevalent around 4 to 6K, like I'm doing right now, and I feel it. But I don't think that is any reason not to get this bike. It's not that bad at all. Like, I notice it, kind of. I really only noticed it because I read somewhere about it, but I didn't think anything of it, honestly. Like, it's not really anything bad at all. I was actually in the dealership where I got this the other day, and one of the guys there was saying his buddy was going to come in and look at it and was asking me how bad the vibration was. I'm like, it's not. I don't think there's any reason that little bit of vibration should hold you back from getting this bike. It's honestly not bad at all. Alright, so I went back to fix the mirrors, and it's a new day now, if you can't tell. But these other mirrors came in the mail. Unfortunately, as you can see, one of them is really broken. It's all good though. They're sending me a replacement, so I'm gonna get that taken care of. That's just on there for now. But yeah, I like the look of these a lot better. Much better than the bunny ear stock mirrors. The only thing with these mirrors is that they are incredibly small. I mean, they work though. But it works. I mean, just look down. I can see everything behind me in that lane, so I'm good. It works. This one's got to be fixed. But yeah. Alright, so one other thing about this bike is the engine braking. I see a lot of people actually get power commanders and stuff, and they fix that. I've actually found it pretty useful. But the engine braking can be kind of dramatic at certain RPMs. I notice when I'm cruising on the interstate and there's cars in front of me that brake, like, I never have to brake. All I do is lightly let off the throttle, and I mean, I'm already going slower than everyone else. So the engine braking is a bit pronounced, but that is one thing that you should probably be aware of if you get this bike. So if you're cruising around and you're hitting the throttle and you let go, you'll kind of lunge forward. The engine braking is there. Big old jacked up truck. Alright, so one thing about this bike I will say is the handling is great for beginners. It's really easy to control, but it's not something that you can like accidentally fling around. I mean, it goes where you want it to go. It's very straightforward. And the power isn't something that'll kill you, but it's something it's fun and it's there if you want it. So another great thing about this bike is the dash here. The instrument cluster tells you everything you want to know. I mean, it's got your trip, your odometer, your actual gas, range. I can switch it and it'll tell me the time. Obviously the gear, the speed. It tells you if you're in eco mode, engine temperature. And I feel like that's really good because I've seen a lot of sport bikes that are missing some information, or some that don't have a fuel gauge, which I like. But I mean, it'll tell you when you're low on gas, which this does too. It has a gas light, but just having that gauge there is pretty nice. So one iffy thing about this bike is the exhaust. You can either like it or not like it, I guess. But I think it's pretty good. It's really quiet at lower RPMs, but I mean, it sounds good when you get on it, which is also something I like. So I think that's good for me. But some people don't really care for it. Other people think it's really good for a 650. So I mean, I guess that's all up to opinion, but I think it sounds good. One other thing I will say about it is the power band. The power band is really good. It's pretty even. It doesn't have any like really bad patches where you just hit a certain RPM and the power just changes completely. I think it's pretty even, pretty well done. I think that also helps it as a beginner bike. I think that's really good as a beginner bike, that it does have that even power band. It's not too surprising. But overall, with 2,653 miles now, I mean, it's been a great bike. I love it. I have no real complaints about it other than those mirrors, which I've kind of replaced. But overall, I see a lot of people looking at this bike, asking about it. It's a great beginner bike, so that's a lot of people have questions about it. But if you're looking into getting this bike, I would say go for it. I mean, I haven't found any reason why it shouldn't be a good choice. My right mirror didn't like that at all. It's barely hanging on there. It's really messed up. The left one did fine though, so that's good. So yeah, I mean, this is a great bike. I love it. I would definitely recommend it to anybody who's looking for a great starter bike. I also have to give points to the styling. It's a great naked bike. I actually painted a lot of the stuff myself, so to change it from the black and gray, which looked great, I just like red and black better. But it does have like a little Street Fighter look. I mean, I like it. It's great. Anyway, guys, that is my review of the 2017 Kawasaki Z650. So until next time, take it easy, guys.